So I just want to talk about the Tarte Amazonian Clay Stick Foundation. I originally filmed in like a first impression video, like right like outside out of like I opened the box and I just did like a first impression video because I was so excited about this new stick foundation from Tarte. I really love the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, and I just used up one bottle and I bought another bottle in a much lighter shade because I was hoping to use that to mix my other foundations that might be a little bit too orange or too dark. But I really like that particular foundation. So when they came out with their stick foundation, I decided to grab it right away. So I did film that first impression video, so you might see some of that clips and then also some of this clip because the audio on that video was so bad, it was so low, and I tried to raise it in the, when I was editing the video, I tried to raise the volume to like maximum 400. It's still very low, so I just decided to film like a separate review video. So you will see like some of my applications or whatnot in that video, and then you will see the application that I did for this video. I did use different method to apply, and I can say that I actually like this particular method to apply this foundation a little bit better. I basically just used the Bare Minerals smooth foundation brush that it was supposed to be recommended to use with the Bare Minerals coconut water like tinted moisturizer, which I actually dislike using that brush with that product because I think it makes that product very streaky, but it works really well with this this clay stick. I think that this is really nice. This doesn't have SPF though. I realized that most of the stick foundations don't really have any SPF in them. That goes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills stick foundation as well as Bobbi Brown's Makeup Forever HD foundation sticks, and then the Hourglass. The Hourglass foundation stick is probably by far my favorite foundation sticks. It's super creamy and blends out, and it just kind of like becomes one with your skin. It's the finish is just like really skin like, but it also covers really well and it lasts pretty long. So I have like a backup of that one, but the Hourglass one is really pricey. So this is like a mid-range price point, foundation stick. I'll annotate the price point. I already kind of forgot about it. Probably like 20, I think it's $28 or 25, $28 I think. And you do get 9 grams of products, which is 0.32 ounce of product. So foundation sticks are usually a lot less than your traditional liquid cream standard 1 ounce foundations. For some reason, I don't know, I think they usually give you like less than half of your regular, general like standard 1 ounce type of liquid or cream, or those type of foundations. So it's interesting when that happens. I think it's because they can't really put that much if you want to keep the product like sleek and compact. I do like the packaging. It's like a really beautiful like dark chocolate brown with a gold like lettering and casing, like an inside casing. So it looks very sleek, looks really high end. And then you get this like a sticky wood grain type of like a raised sticker on top. I realized it's kind of like rubbery texture. It's kind of interesting. I got this in the shade light medium neutral, and I realized it's a little bit on the darker side, but because right now it's summertime and I know I got a tan already. I got burned on the back of my neck and the back of my legs. So I thought that this will match me for the summertime, and it does match me right now like perfectly. But if it's some other seasons, I'll probably end up getting light neutral or maybe light sand, something like that. Because light medium neutral seems to be a little bit darker. I really like the finish because it looks really natural. It's not overly matte, it's not overly dewy. It just looks natural. If anything, maybe like a demi matte finish or whatever, but the coverage is, I think they said this is supposed to be a medium to full coverage foundation stick, but I feel like on me it looks more like a light to medium coverage. I use different method to apply this. I use a sponge, I use a brush, and I use this brush for today. This brush I really like because it blends out, but it still gives a little bit more coverage than what I did from my first impression video. So I think you definitely need something a little bit like a stiffer type of brush, but still I would probably recommend something like a dual fiber brush like the one I use. That one looks like a dual fiber brush. So if you want to use like the e.l.f. dual fiber brush or something that's like a dual fiber, so that it can kind of like spread out the product but at the same time kind of buffs into the skin, because when I use like the toothbrush brush, it didn't really work. Today I actually applied the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Face Primer underneath. I haven't tried this foundation on any other like mattifying primers. I'm kind of curious to see how that will last, but I just want to try it on a regular face primer and see how this foundation lasts, because the first time when I used it, I don't think I had any primers underneath, and this literally lasts like about 2-3 hours, and then I got shiny all over, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is a Amazonian clay. It has Amazonian clay inside, and clay is like it's like a property that is supposed to like balance the oil or minimize the shine and kind of like, you know, reduce the oil in your face. Because I actually like their Amazonian, what's this, the Amazonian Clay 12-hour full coverage foundation. This has SPF 12 in it, and I have this in the shade I have this in the shade Light Sand, which is perfect match for me. This is a full coverage foundation, but it still feels like it doesn't feel heavy at all, and this lasts very long. And it says long wear makeup and oil free makeup on for this one, and you do get like 1.7 fluid ounce in this product. That's why this product lasts me such a long time, because I don't really use that much, and a little bit goes a long way, covers everything. That's why I was really confused how that one is a full coverage. It's a medium to full coverage foundation, but it doesn't even go to like a full medium coverage on my skin. And you could see from the video that I had to go in with the under eye concealer, and I had to spot conceal, and I still don't think this completely like evens out my skin tone. I feel like it evens out my skin tones right after I buff this foundation into my skin, but then like after it sets and everything, my chin area is usually a little bit darker than the rest of my face. And I can even see now that you can see now, even with my foundations or like the rest of my makeup is already done, and I've had this foundation on my skin for about at least half an hour now, and I can see that the discoloration right here, you can see that this is like, this area is so much darker than like this area, so the discoloration is still here. It's not really covering up. I always struggle with this chin area that's always darker than the rest of my face, so sometimes I need to use like a color corrector or tone adjusting primer underneath. But usually other foundations, even some like sheer to light coverage foundation, can like even out the skin tone, because when you think about foundation, you want foundation to be able to evens out your skin tone. It doesn't have to cover everything, but it needs to at least evens out your skin tone. And I think that's like a major concern for people who wear foundations. Some people, they have acne marks, acnes that they want to cover up, so they use a lot of like full coverage foundation. But for general like regular people who has, you know, just like minimum skin issues but who wants to wear foundation on a daily basis, or even tinted moisturizer, is because they definitely feel like they have some discolorations going on, uneven skin tone, so they want to even that out. And I feel like even tinted moisturizers can do a better job than this one. So I'm really sad that doesn't even like even out the skin tone. And yeah, I mean, it is quick application, but like I said, I've tried some other stick foundations. They all work really well, and they just work as good as this one. And for the fact that this doesn't last long on the skin, the casing, it feels like, it feels very wobbly. I thought the stick was like falling off the container or something, but I twist all the way up, it wasn't, you know, doing that. But right now it's like really hot, and then I'm nervous that this is gonna eventually melt and separate from the lower portion of this. But the, I don't know if you can hear, the casing itself feels very wobbly, has no scent. And the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation, stick foundation, is around the same price as this, maybe a little bit cheaper. I think that's $25, right? Yes, that's $25. But I think it has maybe less products than this one. That had, I think the Anastasia one has like maybe a quarter of an ounce. And it's also like a light to medium type of coverage foundation, but I feel like at least that one stays on my face a little bit longer than this. But then again, I'm gonna test this out today with the primer underneath, and I'm going to test this out with a mattifying primer underneath as well, and I will let you know my thoughts. If this really just stays put for 2-3 hours and then it starts to disappear from my face and then start to get shiny all over, then I really won't recommend this product. I want to like it so much because I love their cream, Amazonian clay cream foundation, and their rainforesty foundation, water foundation. Like that, it's so lightweight, and then it has SPF 20 or 15 in it, and it has more coverage in this. So I know that this is more convenient, but if anything, I would still recommend those two other foundations from Tarte instead of this one. Yeah, that's just my thoughts and my opinion on this. But you know, if you have a better experience with this, or maybe you have a better way to wear this foundation stick, please let me know down below. Maybe you can help me figure out a way to use this and have this stay on my face a little bit longer, or maybe like, you know, just like letting me know how your experience with this stick foundation is and whether or not you like it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and give me a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.